The Buffalo Bills defense in the 2010s was OP. So here are the top 10 Bills defensive players of the 2010s, ranked by their accolades and impact. In 10th place, Lorenzo Alexander, aka Lorax. Lorax's impact may have been brief, but it was profound.
Alexander, go get a sack. Go get a sack.
Joining the Bills late in his career, he totally dominated as a dynamic linebacker. In 4 seasons with the Bills, he totaled 23 sacks, 234 tackles, and was voted to the 2016 Pro Bowl, fueled by a career-high 12.5 sacks. Damn, that's more than half the sacks he made in 4 years, which makes me wonder what things would have been like for him had he been able to sustain that level of play all 4 years. Lorax also made the top 100 list of 2017 by placing 91st. My favorite play from the 2016 season was when he eventually overpowered star O-lineman Joe Thomas by sheer power of will, took a fall with Thomas, and still managed to sack RG3's ass while he was on the ground. That's amazing tenacity and heart right there, my friends. It shows how Lorax relentlessly hunted his prey until he finally tore up that ass. I placed Lorax 10th because his overall impact was limited to a shorter time frame than the others on this list. Still, Alexander's versatility, leadership, and standout 2016 season make him deserving of the 10th spot. Number 9, Jairus Byrd, a 3-time Pro Bowler during his Bills tenure. Byrd's propensity for turnovers as a ball-hawking safety brought excitement to an otherwise crappy Bills. During the early 2010s, he was the team's top turnover machine. Why? Because over the course of 5 seasons, he recorded 22 interceptions, many of which had a huge game-changing impact. That is absolutely insane, bruh. Byrd's instincts and ability to read the quarterback made him one of the NFL's premier safety in the 2010s. His primary strength was coverage and badass interceptions. Byrd was also a 2-time second-team All-Pro in 2012 and 2013. No big deal. Should have been a first-team All-Pro in 2012, but that's just my take. My second favorite play was in 2012, Week 11 versus the Finns. Damn, did you see that interception? The way that he dove and caught that on the sideline while staying in bounds was just clutch. He made Best look like a total amateur. My favorite play was in 2012, Week 6 versus the Cardinals, where he had 2 interceptions, but I'm only going to talk about the one, where he got the game-winning interception in OT, and probably would have won the game straight up with a pick 6 had the blockers done a little bit better of a job blocking. He definitely deserved the pick 6, but the fact that it ended with a Bills field goal is all good anyway. I ranked Byrd 9th because despite leading the NFL in interceptions with 9 in his rookie year in 2009, he wasn't able to sustain that same level of success in the 2010s. Number 8, Micah Hyde. Welcome back, bro. Micah Hyde transformed Buffalo secondary in 2017. A 2017 second-team All-Pro and Pro Bowler, Hyde provided leadership and superior playmaking, becoming a major part of the Bills' defensive resurgence. His versatility and reliability make him one of the best Bills defenders of Bills history. From 2017 to 2019, he got 9 interceptions, 204 tackles, and a pick 6. My second favorite Hyde play of the late 2010s was in 2017 Week 4 versus the Falcons, where he intercepted a contested deep ball and made both Matt Ryan and the receiver look like total chumps. That was a perfect example of Hyde's ability to get the jump on the receivers, LOL. Hyde's 2 interceptions that game highly contributed to the Bills' win of 23-17. And my favorite play was in 2019, Week 7 versus the Dolphins, when he did a gorgeous 360 jump to catch the Finns' onside kick and return it for a touchdown. That was badass. Nobody saw that coming. That was by far the best onside kick touchdown return in history. Would love to see him do that again in 2024. Hyde placed 8th due to his superior leadership and playmaking ability to transform the secondary. However, his shorter time on the Bills before the 2020s and fewer accolades place him 8th. Still hell of a player though. Number 7, Jordan Poyer. From 2017 to 2019, Poyer recorded 11 interceptions, over 300 tackles, and multiple forced fumbles. Poyer was a versatile safety who dominated in coverage, run support, and blitzing. Poyer was obviously the other half of the dynamic duo alongside Micah Hyde, the #1 NFL safety tandem in the NFL. Although Poyer wouldn't receive a first-team All-Pro until 2021, his impact was still undeniable, and he probably should have won one. My second favorite Poyer highlight was in 2019 week 15 versus the Steelers when he read Hodges' throw perfectly and stole that man's dignity right in front of him for a touchback. That basically won the game for them and sealed their playoff spot in 2019. What better way to celebrate than with a soccer kick to really say, "F you, Steelers." And my favorite Poyer highlight was on Christmas Eve in 2017 when he intercepted Tom Brady for a pick six, which just so happened to be Poyer's first touchdown ever. Merry Christmas, you filthy animals. What a sweet moment that must have been for him and Bills Mafia that were tired of Brady So I ranked Poyer slightly ahead of Hyde due to his broader statistical impact during the late 2010s. Although Hyde did get second team All-Pro in 2017, I still feel that Poyer had a greater impact due to his interceptions as well as his tackles. But this could have gone either way for sure. Number 6, Marcell Dareus. Oh yeah, from 2011 to 2017, he attained 2 Pro Bowls, an All-Pro in 2014, and 35 sacks. Damn. In 2014 alone, he recorded 10 sacks. Saying Dareus was a disruptive force in the trenches is an understatement. At his peak, he was one of the NFL's most feared DTs. His All-Pro season alone clearly demonstrated that he was the cornerstone of that D-line. Of that dominant D-line. His presence, along with Kyle Williams, Mario Williams, and Jerry Hughes, terrorized opponents. Dubbed the Cold Front, the Bills' front four shredded opposing teams and dismantled the run game. Better than any previous four, and arguably better than any four after them. If the Bills would have had this front four during the 2024 game against the Rams last week, we definitely would have won that game. My second favorite Dareus play was in 2014 Week 10 versus the Chiefs when Dareus collectively collapsed the pocket and sacked the out of Alex Smith, who had literally nowhere to go but on his ass. My favorite play was in his 2014 season, Week 5 versus the Lions, when Dareus rocked Stafford's world in the first quarter. The first of 3 Stafford sacks that game. I also like how he walked over Stafford. Due to recency bias against the Rams, this was even more satisfying to watch. Where was this type of output last week? I ranked Dareus 6 due to his dominance in his prime years with the Bills. However, a combination of inconsistency, off-game issues, off-field issues, and a shorter peak prevented him from breaking into the top 5. Number 5, Stephon Gilmore. In 5 seasons with the Bills, he recorded 14 interceptions, 62 passes defended, 3 forced fumbles, 1 fumble recovery, and a 2016 Pro Bowl. Nice. His ability to shadow top receivers and make game-changing plays helped stabilize Buffalo's secondary as a lockdown corner, capable of eliminating top receivers. His physical play and elite coverage skills were instrumental in keeping opposing offenses in check. By his final 2 seasons with the Bills in 2015 and 2016, he was regarded as one of the top corners in the league. My third favorite play was his second interception against the Bengals, where he caught it off the receiver's tip and then tipped it up to himself to hold the Bengals scoreless on the drive right before the half. My second favorite play was when his first interception against the Bengals, where he nearly got a pick 6. Bro went in front of the defender like a boss and then bolted down the sideline. And my favorite play was that first interception versus the Cardinals. That diving interception was sick and showed exactly why Gilmore was one of the top corners of his time. Most receivers would have let that hit the ground because they would have been too late. I placed Gilmore 5th due to his elite gameplay as a top-tier corner. While his peak came with the Pats, his performance with the Bills in the 2010s showed flashes of the all-pro player he would become. Number 4, Mario Williams. In 4 seasons with the Bills, he recorded 43 sacks. Holy sh! He also got first-team All-Pro in 2014 and 3 Pro Bowls. When Mario arrived in Buffalo in 2012, he was the NFL's highest-paid defender. This statement immediately elevated the perception of the Bills' defense. Super Mario lived up to the hype with 10.5 sacks his first season, and his 14.5 sacks in his 2014 season helped the Bills achieve one of their most dominant defensive seasons ever. Because he consistently demanded double teams, that freed up other players on the cold front like Hughes and Dareus to tear it up. Imagine what the 2024 season would have been like with Mario and the rest of the cold front from 2014. My second favorite Mario play was in 2014 Week 12 when he relentlessly pursued Michael Vick and sacked his ass on 1st and goal. Mario made sure Vick's relationship with the ground was intimate. Oh, and that was also his 11th sack of the season. And my favorite Mario play was also in 2014 Week 11 when he totally overpowered the O-lineman and then laid out Tana Titties for like the 100th time. And Tana Titties had no idea he was gonna get wrecked. I also like how he took the time to hump his prey after, LOL. By the way, look at those eyes. Could you imagine if that guy was coming after you? What you gonna do when he comes for you? I ranked Mario 4th due to his combination of individual dominance, accolades, and significant impact on the Bills defense during the early mid-2010s. Number 3, Tre'Davious White. By 2019, White had 12 interceptions and a first-team All-Pro in 2019. Drafted in 2017 as the 27th overall pick, White brought star power to Buffalo's secondary. But White's best year, without question, was the 2019 season. With 6 interceptions, 17 passes defended, and 58 tackles. That season, he tied the league in interceptions while not allowing a single touchdown in coverage. What a Chad. White's elite play was instrumental in the Bills' late 2010 playoff contention. My second favorite White play was in 2019, week 3, when he got a tip for his second interception to seal the dub. The move was so amazing, Zach Taylor lost his mind. While one could argue that his first interception was cooler / demanded more skill, you still can't deny the impact of a game. Oh no! Sorry about that. My camera overheated and then it fainted like a Pokemon. As I was saying before I was rudely interrupted, while one could argue that White's first interception was cooler, you can't deny a game-winning interception. And my favorite White play was his second interception against the Steelers when he completely stole the receiver's dignity and then ran the ball back for emotional damage and helped secure the Bills' 17-10 dub and a playoff berth for 2019. That's what I mean by White's impact, baby. I ranked White 3rd because even though he joined in the late 2010s, his peak was like nuts with that 2019 All-Pro. Number 2, Jerry Hughes. From 2013 to 2019, Jerry Hughes had 46.5 sacks, multiple double-digit sack seasons, and established himself as a cornerstone of the dominant front four. But he still didn't get All-Pro. What? In his first season, he recorded 10 sacks, and then the next season, in 2014, he recorded another 10 sacks. With those back-to-back double-digit sack seasons, Hughes provided constant pressure on QBs and the run game. Even when his sack numbers dipped later on, he was still a key factor in the defensive scheme, as well as a contributing factor to the Bills making the playoffs. My second favorite Hughes highlight was when he completely devoured Big Ben and knocked him to the ground for his second sack. I also like how Hughes talked a lot of smack to the Steelers right after the play, and they took great offense to whatever was said. Probably something like, "You mofos are trash." Emotional damage. And my favorite Hughes highlight was from his 2014 season, week 13, when Hughes balled out by forcing a fumble, getting the fumble recovery, and then getting the scoop and score in the Bills' dub. It looked like it happened in slow-mo because the Browns had no idea where the ball was, nor did they probably care. Therefore, Hughes had all the time in the world to gather himself, pick up the ball, and then run into the end zone. That's why you always keep playing until the whistle is blown. So I ranked Hughes second due to his consistency, longevity, and big playability for nearly a decade. And of course, number 1 is Kyle Williams, the most beloved Bill of all time, probably. The heart and soul of the Bills, nobody epitomized the Bills defense more than Kyle Williams. He anchored the D-line in the 2010s with 48.5 career sacks, 5 Pro Bowls, and second-team All-Pro in 2010. Should have gotten a bunch of first-team All-Pros too. Kyle's 48.5 sacks places him 6th all-time on the Bills' sack list. His best season came in 2013 when he had 10.5 sacks. Speaking of sacks, I really liked it when he sacked Tom Brady, especially on 3rd down at his own 30-yard line. Take a seat, Brady. My second favorite Kyle highlight was when he got his first interception against the Bears. I love how he literally stepped right in front of the tight end and said, "Mine." He literally does it all. Speaking of which, the coolest and perhaps most iconic of Kyle Williams' highlights was when he ran it in for a touchdown against the dopey Dolphins. To see a DT score a rushing touchdown is such an amazing send-off for a player who literally gave everything to the Bills. And if anyone deserved to make the 2017 playoffs, it was definitely him.
Buffalo Bills are going to the playoffs.
He played nearly his entire career without a single playoff game and still put his heart and soul into everything. He is a true Bills legend, and his legacy far exceeds the stat sheet. So there you have it. These 10 players were crucial to making the Bills great again in the 2010s. Comment who you thought deserved to be in the top 10 who I left out so that we can argue back and forth about it. Then subscribe for more top 10 Bills videos. Also, shout out to my fans who helped me create this top 10 and hunt down the highlights. Really appreciate you, bros. Go Bills!